Let's just jump right into it. Today's title is Why No One Wants to Marry Black Women.
Black American women have been tricked into this strong, independent, matriarchal, sisters be doing it for themselves. I don't need no man. I'm not dating outside of my culture or race mentality. You have been tricked, shook. You have been lied to.
The thing is, how are Black women we're so smart, can get every single degree you want, but was tricked out of how to have a family? Couldn't pass that test. Can't figure out it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So when people make these kinds of arguments, I mean, we're the most educated, we're so much better than everybody else, but we were tricked into not having a man. Don't make no sense. The most natural biological thing to do, right? Like have children and have kids in a protected environment, because with a man who is able to protect you and these children, okay? It's a biological imperative. So a natural thing that you would do for survival, so the most basic primal stuff. So but can pass every single test at school. This don't make no sense, y'all. Doesn't make any sense.
Now, she brought up a very great point. And she said Black women can pass all of the tests, can get the degrees in education, but can't function in the world. Basic survival, just basic reproducing in a family structure with a man. Like it's insane. It doesn't. She's right. It doesn't make any sense because it's not true. The reason why Black women aren't getting married is because they're insufferable. That's why. When you see a man going out there in the world to achieve and make something of himself, in the back of his mind, he's thinking about a family. Most men go out into this world, to become successful with a family in mind, with leaving a legacy in mind. Women, when they go out into this world to be successful, they're not thinking about a man or children. They're thinking about themselves. So the initial approach to success for men and women is totally different. And Black women, I'm sorry, they have the misfortune of being in a society or community, the Black community, that is a matriarchy, where they dominate the households, they dominate the churches, they dominate education. Like Black women dominate Black society or the Black community. And so whatever feminist seed is planted in Black women, you best believe that it's going to sprout. It's going to sprout into a giant redwood or sequoia. You see, Black women have not adapted to this red pill movement. We're in an information age. This means that everybody is quote unquote, supposed to be smarter with this abundance of information. Black men have gone through a red pilling over these past few years, and Black women have not adjusted. Even white women have a trad wife movement, but not Black women. White women are starting to adapt to this red pilling of men. Black women aren't. Black women are running the same old playbook they ran decades ago. It's not going to work because men know more now. They know too much. So you're either going to have to find you a man that's dumb enough to want to be led by a woman, or you're going to have to learn how to submit. Let's continue.
Look at the contempt. I want you sarcastic smiling. Like her bottom line is, it's because Black men don't value marriage. The problem is
Last to get married in America.
Why is it that Black women have the lowest rates?
Why? Well, because you guys aren't marrying Black women. So you guys aren't marriage minded. The average Black American man does not value marriage.
Look at the contempt. I want you sarcastic smiling. Like her bottom line is, it's because Black men don't value marriage. The problem is the value that Black men put on marriage. The problem is not that Black men cannot find suitable Black women to marry.
And there's a lot of Black American men that would rather say, you women are the problem. Only in the Black American culture will you find men that blame women. Let me tell you something. I have X chromosomes, right?
See, look, I mean, that's hard to get past right there. But you just kind of try to sun him.
Let me tell you something. I have X chromosomes,
My
right?
goodness.
You do too, but I have XX. You have XY. I have estrogen. You have testosterone. Who's the stronger vessel? How can a woman be stronger than you as a man? There are not enough men leading.
There are black men who are leading. There's more marriages.
How many? 5 of them? 5 of them?
Okay, so now we're.
Oh,
Let me stop right here real quick. So you notice her attitude. You notice the way she's speaking. She's talking down. And I told you that black women have become insufferable because feminism is manifested completely in the black community because black women run the black community. Now, when we talk about marriage, 33% of black men are married, 27% of black women are married. But let's be honest, the only reason we have a marriage rate, even though it's low in the black community, is because of black men. If black men really didn't want to get married, it'd be less than the 30% that it already is. Matter of fact, if men didn't want to get married, it'd be less than the 48% that it is in America now. Marriage is declining, and women don't want to look at the facts on the board. The truth of the matter is that feminism has taken over these Western countries. That's what it is. You look at movies, television, female politicians. It's like everywhere you turn to a woman that's a who's who in society, an influential women, most of them are feminists. Most of them have a anti-patriarchal doctrine. And so these women fall for it hook, line, and sinker, especially black women, because a black woman can look at her immediate community and see feminism reigning supreme.
obviously it's not just 5 black men. And then when you start doing when you start with this like hyperbolic talk, it's exaggerated speech, you really just can't be taken seriously. If somebody is going to be hyperbolic and use exaggerated language like that to the point where obviously what you just said is not true, obviously what you just said is not true, we are not going to go further in the conversation. When you're being sarcastic, disrespectful, those are already issues. But now at this point, you're putting things out there, not even as if they're fact. You're being sarcastic. We cannot continue on having a serious conversation. The conversation we have to time out right there, and everything got to come on down. Everything needs to tone down. First of all, you need to sit up straight when you're talking to me. Second of all the hand motions and stuff, sit on your hands if you need to. I don't care what you do, but you can't do all this. And we're not going to use exaggerated speech. Say what it is you say. We can disagree, but to be, sarcastic and exaggerating and all that, we're not having a serious conversation at this point. And then I'm not going to treat you like, I'm not going to treat this conversation like it's serious because you're just not being serious. You're not being a serious person. So you have to calm down. Like all of that. Don't tell me to calm down. Well, you're too hyped. That's why you do need to calm down.
I'm from a patriarch family.
No, wish we could do that for her in real life.
And so I'm gonna say this. So black women, as I've mentioned, have become insufferable. And the problem with black women is that no one wants to check the behavior. No one wants to check the behavior. If a white person decides to do it or attempt to, they're racist. If a black man decides or tries to do it, he's sassy. If a white woman decides to do it, she's jealous. Like there's nobody that can actually check black women, and therefore the result has been they become insufferable. They don't know how to speak to a man properly. They're disrespectful. They're rude. Most of them are overweight, poor attitudes, poor outlooks on life, very pessimistic. And what I find interesting about black women is they have all these standards for what they want men to do and for what they want men to be, but they always wind up with the most low character, low vibrational black men they could find. Like they always end up with the bottom of the barrel black men, yet they have so many standards. It's crazy to me.
But I think we need to bring that calm down, because if you're truly dysregulated, like she clearly is, like she's getting so hyped. So when you get all mad, now you're mad that someone's telling you to calm down. Well, it would help, right? What's happening in your voice is a reflection of what's happening in your nervous system. It's probably a sign that you need to calm down, and you can calm down by taking like a 5-minute break. You probably need a little bit more than 5 minutes. Take a 20-minute walk around the block.
And sass to Black American, but I don't see African men arguing with their women. They're too busy getting married. I don't see white men doing this with their women. They're busy getting married. But Black American men want to debate and argue and sass to Black American women all the time. Be careful with me, because in the kingdom, in the spiritual.
Let me stop right here first before she gets into this craziness. So another problem with Black women is they don't respect Black men. So there's no way a Black man can talk to them correctly because they don't respect him. So in other words, what she's saying is, be quiet. Let me run the show, because that's what she's used to doing. She says she grew up in a patriarchy, but I can guarantee that her mom ran the household. Most Black men are under duress. Most Black men are POWs. They're prisoners of the weave. They're prisoners of the wig. They're prisoners of the weight, and they're prisoners of the wrath. Most Black men are POWs. So most Black men don't run their household. Most Black men are getting terrorized at home.
Realm.
Here we go.
Doctorates and all those titles do not matter. You need to be careful.
But they matter in the real world, in the physical realm that we're living in right now. It doesn't
matter with God. You be careful with me.
The whole being careful with her, y'all, what she's talking about is the Psalm 105, this touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So what she was implying there, y'all, in that couple seconds was the education doesn't matter, but to God, I have spiritual authority over you because of my spiritual position. That is what she's implying when she's saying that. That's what she's saying. And according to the word of God, he said, do not touch my anointed, do my prophets no harm. She's saying, I'm one of them. Be careful with me. That's what spiritual manipulation is really sick.
There's a lot of people in this chat right now. And every single one of them will tell you, I've never had an interview like this.
You've never had anyone with my authority. Yeah. You've never had anyone.
And I got to give Corey credit, because she is very spot on with her observation when it comes to Black women. I'm talking about she is spot on, very thorough, very intellectual. And what she just said about this young lady is 1,000% correct. In other words, like I said before, I'm in a position to where I can't be challenged. And this is what Black women do. If you oftentimes hear them in an argument say, I'm a Black woman. Like you oftentimes hear them when they're arguing with somebody, just say out loud, I'm a Black woman. What they're saying is, I'm a Black woman and my authority is not to be challenged. And again, they don't respect Black men.
My authority.
I
am triggering darkness to you. I'm also
I've had plenty of Black female doctors on here who I gave.
But you have not had anyone with my spiritual authority, and not only that, but I'm triggering the darkness in you.
No,
you're
Dr.
upset with my stats. You're upset
also,
with my stats, and you're upset with the truth, and the truth stands. Black American women, for the most part, are not married. That's not going to change. That's not going to change. That you guys are not marriage minded, and you guys are not marrying Black American women. You guys are busy arguing with them and disrespecting them and saying, I've never had an interview like this before. You just wanted to argue with me because you don't like me. You don't like my video. You don't like me, and you probably don't like women that look like me.
You know what? You're right. Don't like you. You're right. You're totally right. You're totally right. That's the first fact. That's the first. Wait. That's the first fact we heard from Dr. C. That's the first fact we heard from her all day. No, we don't like you. Actually.
And so the young lady on the screen, the sad thing is that she don't even get it. She doesn't even get it. She doesn't even get that she is insufferable. She's intolerable. She doesn't even realize that she's telling the world why Black women are not married. And she's not some Black women. This is the majority of Black women. Taylor Chandler is the minority of Black women. The one on the screen right here talking to this man like this, that's the majority of Black women. And I venture to say, they say, well, you can't say all. I won't say all, but about 95 to 98% of Black women are like her. Just insufferable, just no respect, no tact, never had to submit to a man, no understanding. They know everything, but actually know absolutely nothing. They're never saying anything that's edifying. You don't believe me? Just go to any Black woman podcast where there's multiple Black women on the podcast and listen to them. they will be saying absolute nonsense and utter garbage and trash. This concludes part 1 of why no one wants to marry Black women.